So I should start with, when they have me do shrooms, I have to put lots of pieces together. And so I just put lots of pieces together. And last night, I was like, my angelic puppet strings, I guess, got pulled so that I would do a video for you, saying all the stuff that I had learned and what I had been doing for the last 2 years. For me to see a full circle moment here of pieces that I didn't say in that video last night that I now get to tell you. So we're going to start from the beginning, and we're going to start with, I am a huge pain in the ass to the universe. Yep. And to many people along the way. Yep. Yeah, I get that. Yep, I do. You know, knowing what I know, I get that. And just so you are aware, Snapchat and filter thing, like, I am guided to pick certain ones. So when they change, when they are picked, when they are done, because of the whole, like, Snapchat lessons and how they compile all the years together. And I have to document everything that way for myself to be karmically bitch slapped. And I just got bitch slapped right before this video. So these are gonna go on the end of the video that I was making for you yesterday, because those are all the pieces to the puzzle. And then we get to fill you in on the pieces I just got bitch slapped with. Because that's how this shit works. Fucking shit show. So, what I do know is that the journey takes a year. I do know that Daddy and douche canoe number 2, which I can't call him douche canoe number 2. Yeah, anyways, Viking, that's what I've always used to call him, Viking. And, yeah, so, Viking, that, they all came in to distract me, and are pieces to the puzzle, like, literally, like, the whole hearts. It has 3 pieces, and I had to go through all of them to collect all the pieces that I need for the journey and the plan and blah, 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 blah. Okay, so I can't do blah, blah, blah. Got it. Yep. I'm getting coached in my head on shrooms. That's what happens. They are able to literally push. So, as interesting as that is and entertaining for you. So what I know with my temper tantrumness is quitting smoking. Attaches me to the devil energy, which makes me like an infection. And smoking is a way for me to self-sabotage going to the next level. Because it's like a big jump, I explained in the last video. And so I had to realize, like, for Joy, she would never let me help her or any of that, but the only reason I was okay with Steve passing away is because I did everything in my power, and if I know I did that, that's all I can ever accept and know. So that meant for Joy, knowing, I kept telling myself, that I would be fine. There's nothing more that I could do, blah blah blah. She doesn't want to listen to me. And that's a bunch of shit because I hadn't actually given her the tools and called her ego out and all of the shit and had it be on a different level to be a boundary for me of I don't reach down to people that aren't willing to reach up. If somebody's not willing to fight for their own life, which for her, that meant the universe was giving her a bitch slap of saying, your new full-time job is to focus on yourself because you haven't and you've been ignoring it. So, and what I was being told to tell you yesterday with the whole 9 to 5 pushing, blah, 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 all of that, combined with knowing that you had the universe say to you, it's time for you to focus on yourself and make it your full-time job. And I, in my head, was able to say I did everything in my power and I would be okay because I have to be tapped in and tuned into my emotions now. So I see now that smoking was a way, knowing that that keeps me connected to you. And why not going to the nerdy, obsessed, in love person that I know waiting lifetimes of shit. Both. Either of them have been waiting lifetimes of shit because they actually only get me when you have fucked up and I have moved on or whatever and shit, and then shit comes back and shit because you might be Lucifer and I might be Lilith. Which if you know what Lucifer means light bringer. Lilith, in her correct balanced energy, is not an infection. Doesn't have to be hermetized. And is able to go share lots of shit and rock some fucking boats. But unbalanced and blocking shit, emotional shit on the fucking staircase, that means there's a block in manifesting, and that is why killer has me dealing with it. Yep, that's how my world works. Because our connection is actually the superior to all of them. And I know that because yeah, anyways. Yep. So why they've had to get used to feeling your energetic piss on territory and shit. And shit. Because when I quit smoking, I know that all the rest of the shit can come in. Like you would be able to talk. Like the infection in your head would start going away. And daddies and all of that. So, be knowing that I am a manifester and shit. And what I say actually plays out. I get to see where me saying shit playing out. That is a pain in my ass, and I have to be careful what I say. Yep. In the future. I don't know if you remember, but last year, or yeah, it was probably last year. And then how I had the like recap of 2 years and shit and stuff. And how I said if you came back after 2 years and clean slate. So I've been trying to find this energetic block attached to all the shit that I'm doing. That is the energetic block. Because I promised and said something, and then I get a full bitch slap of that shit, and you know, in Snapchat world. So that now I have a full circle moment to be able to see that either of them two choices. Because as soon as I quit smoking, they all wake up. And they're all able to talk, just like you. See where I'm going with this? My stubborn ass. So, me not quitting smoking, has literally kept you silent. Not knowing how to put words together and all that shit. I know that. Now. Same with Viking and Daddy. And Spirit was just doing what I asked it to do, even though what Daddy actually has taught me was patience, because that's been my lesson. In this lifetime, to learn patience. And shit, and divine timing and all that shit. That surrender piece, remember? I was telling you. So, me smoking is not surrendering. Not surrendering. Right now, I'm stalling. Yep, that's what's happening. Because the energetic peon territory shit thing that I now know today. Full circle fucking bitch slap moment is because you're my twin, and I was trying to move because I didn't know the pieces that I know now. And so they brought in 2 other twins. Yep. Well, really, they brought in Killer to trade that, but Heart being where Heart is and stays and shit. Yep. So the energetic piss on territory. Yep. Was because you were there first, and as soon as I quit smoking, you could probably talk to me. So this is me saying to you that when I quit smoking, you can come talk to me. I have all these other pieces in the puzzle that are going, and as soon as I quit smoking, I'm going to have 2 others that are coming at me because I'm a stubborn pain in the ass. Yep. Yeah. So do you love how Spirit like makes me do shrooms and pokes me enough to have to realize why I'm still smoking? because Viking and Daddy have always been with you. They're like your generals. Yep. They're also, like, Viking is kind of my manifestation, but he also thinks he's supposed to, like, birth. He another reason why I haven't quit smoking, because I know he comes in. But they are also, like, so, Viking, he's attached to the Christianity shit that I told you yesterday in the other video. He thinks he's coming in to impregnate me for the seed of Christ and shit in the second coming as soon as I open that floodgate. And the reason why I met you and him on the same day, because he's literally like he was trying to do the opposite. And why you met me first. And why I manifested 2 fucking years. Because that's what I said and manifested it for it to fucking happen. Yep. For me to not know and realize in a certain way why I was stalling on certain things. Because I was my stubborn ass. Manifested it. And I've been blocking the other 2 that really, really want to come in. Because I'm a huge pain in the ass. Yep. Yeah, I am fully aware. The universe, totally fucking aware. I get fucking popcorn. Like, seriously. For these videos that I have to do, because I'm stubborn as fuck, and we are kind of powerful up there, we're all fucking stubborn. So, yeah. Literally, me getting to send the videos and shit, because it's part of my spiral and karmic bitch slap lessons. They get fucking popcorn. Because mama has to, like, eat shit. Because they only get to see the other side of shit. After I alchemize it and shit. And shit. Yep. So. I get to see that I've been blocking them coming in. And you coming in and all of that, because it was supposed to be 2 years. It was supposed to be 2 years, because that's what I fucking manifested. Yep. Fucking shit show. And my killer is like, get this shit over with, because he wants to come in. Yep. Yeah, it's yeah. I have no words. I have no fucking words. So. This is your opportunity for me to know exactly the mirror of killer. I should probably tell you. The mirror of killer. I called him out on all sorts of infidelities that he was allowing in his workplace to happen and stuff, which then his karma from that is his wife cheated on him and shit and stuff, and I consider my karma from that. Is there was maybe a few times where I have learned my lesson. Actually came up in the Snapchat lesson for the day. Yeah. From 3 years ago. 3 years ago. Before I met you, there was somebody who was he's one of my husbands, and he I helped him, like, you know, find himself and all that shit. But at the beginning, when he wasn't divorced, I might have done some things. And the video that I got to watch might have said some things that were part of his fantasy that were not so great to the wife. Yeah. It's my karma for that. See where I'm going with this? It's all the shit that you did to me. Yep. Yeah. So, all the lies and all the shit, and that's why I said clean slate and something and blah blah blah. But now, like, knowing and the crystallining thing and all of that and where my boundaries are and blah blah blah. I also know all of those pieces to the puzzle. Which, anyways, long story short, I might have said some things to you. Oh, I have said some things while I was learning, and I was sending out to be spiritually bitch slapped. But it made you think that you only had access to me through being a bestie. And that I have fully moved on. I am here to tell you that that is not the case, apparently. And that I know that our connection and that is better and more substantial than the other two. So, I am giving you the opportunity that if you do feel the same way and you would like to do that year crystallining fucking journey to heal all of your shit so that you can, like, you know, gain the armies back and yeah, and that shit. And if you wanted to do that, like, quit smoking and you're able to talk, I would be open to that, because the mirror of us being twins is that we both have a, like, serpent tongue. Like fairies. That is, just imagine, like, fairies in people's heads creating, like, the chaos and all that. When we're in that, like, devil energy place, that is what we cause to other people, and that is, yeah, all that shit. So, giving you the opportunity to not have be an infection like that and be with me on the journey of it all. But you would have to be fully aware on that year of you crystallining and shit. Yes, you could have me. But that means your sacrifice, which they've already, like, shown me as part of my bitch lab, is the two that I'm letting in as soon as I quit smoking. Because your sacrifice would be that I would be able to, like, have sex with them with no attachments, knowing that I would be with you at the end of the year, so that they can't love me that way, but they could get me for your year of work. Because I know that Spirit has had both of them being crystallined and waiting for me. To have this conversation, full circle moment. So, if you ever wanted to be with me and you didn't have words and know how to explain it, or any of the shit and all of that, know that you weren't supposed to, really. Because, one, until I quit smoking, you couldn't have, and so don't beat yourself up over it. Literally. And it was my karma to bitch slap me back. But now, you get the opportunity, if you want it, to be able to have me and do the journey. So, the journey of all the shit that I had to go collect on my journey. This shit. So I got fucking, this is why they grab popcorn. Yep. And so, I might have to break a lot of people's hearts. But I am willing to do it for you. Yeah? As long as you know what the sacrifice is that comes with that, I am willing to break a lot of hearts. Yep. So, love you, Jay. And I am pretty sure, yep, Daddy wanted me to have all this conversation because he's in tune with me like that. So that I could know where my heart was, but where my body could be. Because he has literally been in my head helping guide me through a lot of this shit with you, with Cody, with seeing stuff. If you imagine it kind of yeah, he's still Forrest, the boy that becomes king, but like, I'll still have the armies and shit. So even if I break his heart, he will be ruling with me for the next 1,000 years. Yeah. But because in the beginning when you didn't and they moved me and all of that, they moved me to the person who opened Pandora's box and did his work and all of that shit for him to be attached to Killer and the boy that becomes king. Yep. So, no matter what, me and him have a lot of shit to do, but he wanted me to make sure I knew where my heart was, so that I didn't just give it to him and break it later, knowing that you would be in the mix of everything, and knowing that year, the first year that I put everything in, all the puzzle pieces together, you would be doing your work. So you would be doing your work and ascending to be able to claim your army, my heart, and all of that shit, and I would broke all their hearts anyways, and block them from ever, finding their other true person, because they can't have my heart if you want it. Yep. So, gotta love Daddy for that, right? Yep. He wanted me to make sure I knew where my heart lies, give you the opportunity, knowing that when the puzzle pieces go into play and all the things that we need to do start happening, that you would awaken anyways. And my heart would have been drawn to you. And you would have been drawn to me. And I would have been breaking his heart, who I still have to roll with for 1,000 years. So Killer is making sure I deal with that and deal with this first. See how that one's blocked? So, I know this is like dropping into your life. Remember how the last one, it's like the cyclone when they're in Jumanji and it can make them go whoop. If you in your heart love me, Jay, and ever saw a future, but didn't know what to say and didn't know what to do and didn't know how to fix any of the past, know that you don't have to fix any of that shit. It's a clean slate going forward. You just have to know your sacrifices that you would be willing to surrender to Daddy who got me here and Viking. But I will not be impregnated by his seed. Be fully aware that that year is meant to trigger all of your insecurities and all of that shit, just like mine did, to heal you and to have you process it. But what you didn't know how to do before, with emotions and communicating and all of that shit, you would be able to communicate and process all of that shit with me, knowing where my heart is for that year, and you wouldn't be alone ever in it. So, 2 years later, if you're willing to jump down that scary journey now, knowing what you know and what's happening and where I'm going, then Jay, I love you and I'm willing to jump down that journey and break a lot of fucking hearts for you. Yep. And shake some shit up. Oh. But that means you would have to do the same. So I don't know where you're at in your life and what you are dealing with and what you are doing, but I know that I am quitting smoking this weekend because it's new moon. So that means I know by full moon, you sometime in between there will be able to have the balls to reach out to me and have a conversation. So, if you want to do that, then I would love to have that conversation and kiss you and put your hands all over me and your tongue and all the things. Knowing that anytime before, you weren't able to respond and you were being blocked from coming to me until I figured all this shit out, just FYI. So, now that that's all going to be lifted, because I'm quitting smoking this weekend, you'll be able to make movement and make decisions, because I've made decisions, and that's a whole shit show that happens and shit and stuff. So, I'm interested to see what your reaction will be. So, gotta love aha moments, right? Yep. So I'm gonna be sending you a video. First half of it, I did yesterday, before they spiritually bitch slapped me for my blockage. And Daddy sent me back. And you'll see in the video where Daddy sent me back to go figure some shit out. So make sure you watch it all the way to the end, because it does benefit you if it's something you want. So, Love ya. Just had my last smoke. And hopefully the spiritual bitch slabs can be over now soon. Yeah. Could be. So I'm gonna go in and finish putting together all the videos from last night, and then the ones that Daddy had me finish tonight. And yep. There you go. So I don't know if they'll let me send it tonight or if they'll let me send it in the morning. But the stuff that I recorded tonight for you is a big aha moment. Big aha moment. Courtesy of Daddy. For you. Because he's like one of your generals. Yep. Shit, fuck, shit. Stuff. But in the meantime, while I put the shit together that I have to put together, I got guided to a video that I sent because I channel shit and just do what I'm told. That apparently was meant for you, that I did like a month ago, and Daddy is having me send it to you. And all the other videos might like go into explaining what the fuck, but you can have some naughty shit tonight if you choose to. A video that I made for Daddy that now I am getting shown is actually meant for you. Full circle moment. Full circle fucking moment. Got to love the universe. They're fucking hilarious.